Welcome, everyone. I'm Jan Wakefield. Today is December 17th, 2024, channeling with the Blue Healers. It is 7 a.m. Hawaii Standard Time. Thank you all for being here. You may begin with your first question.
Thank you, Andrea, for reading the questions in the past. If I may start with a personal one, you mentioned the energetic field many times, and I was wondering, is there a change in my energetic field or what you see there before and after this Cancun event?
This is a beautiful question. It stems from your knowledge of yourself already, and this answer is already clear to you. What you know is that your energy has completely changed from the beginning of the retreat to the end. The nice thing about this question for us is that your awareness is already there, and acknowledgement from your community is also important. It is evident to those around you that your energy changed from beginning of the retreat to the end, in a way that has changed your fundamental beliefs about the world around you. In addition to that, your relationship to those who were with you in that experience has changed so that you are now prepared to take on a role of leadership that is different from what you have done in the past. Your comfort in your career, your job, your vocation is actually a tremendous discomfort to you. It is a stepping stone to another form of expressing yourself in leadership. Next question, please.
Thank you. This is from Tatiana. You mentioned that you're always here for us to connect with you. I'm curious to understand if you're present with every human or primarily those who have visited Dr. Joe retreats. Also, it's my understanding that there are usually 3 of you with each of us. Is this true? And if so, what's the significance of number 3 for you and why? This is question 1, I think.
There are as many of us as you have humans on your planet, or maybe even more. We are spread throughout the galaxy, where we are helping many species with the same task that you have to evolve inside yourselves in a state of healed you. There is not a specific number of us assigned to each of you. We are independent beings that do our work just as you do your jobs. In saying that, we are available to all humans on the planet who call out to us. Many humans, as of today, have no interest or understanding of interdimensional species, nor will they ask for help in any way. For you, if you are seeking our help, please simply just ask. If it is difficult for you to connect, keep at it. There is a time in your life where you will discover that you always have had contact with us, as well as other species in the universe. Try to avoid having rigid understandings or ideas about who we are or what we have to offer. Simply tap in for your purpose and see what comes. The more you try to figure out or define us or put us in a category of numbers or demands, the less you will have an experience that is helpful to you. That is not because we are not here to help you. It is simply because you are tied up in your own mind about the details rather than the actual experience. To the person who asks this question, what is the question you really wish for us to answer? Because we know this is not the actual answer that you are seeking. It is just a distraction from the question that you truly want the answer for. So please, at this time, ask us that question instead.
I will read the rest of the questions from that person. It's my understanding that for you to join us at Dr. Joe's retreats, the energy of the room has to reach a certain frequency. If so, why are we able to connect with you when we're back in 3D, where our frequency as individuals may not be as high? And the final part, which might be the actual question, we see your intention is to help us heal. How can we help you to help us? Also, what can we give or do for you in return for your help?
It is true that your frequency needs to rise. And when you are at the retreats, the collective energy does rise enough for you to physically see us, to hear with your ears what we are saying, or to feel with your hearts the experiences that we have together. The ability for you to have an experience with us right now is simply because your host is capable of reaching and accessing us at any moment. It is unique to your host and is also unique to you when you have that ability. Simply keep working at it. You would not be in this space right now if you did not have the ability to connect yourself. In the meditation space, you have a collective energy that is led by Dr. Joe Dispenza. His ability to achieve that state is now a process by which he can project it out over the entire room so that each of you can raise up in your energy to be connected as well. This is why many of you continue to seek out retreats again and again to feel that sense of connection with a higher place within yourself. For those who continue the retreats again and again just to have that connection, are maybe still not finding a way to connect on their own. And in fact, it is possible for each of you. Please read again the last part of that question.
We see your intention is to help us heal. How can we help you to help us? Also, what can we give or do for you in return for your help?
In return for all that we do for you, remember, it is not something that causes us any sort of harm or effort. We are happy to do so because it is our purpose to be in this space at this time. And we receive great value simply in being of service, as you call it. We do not call this a service. It is simply what we do. There is nothing you need to do for us except keep returning to your heart, keep returning to that connection, keep seeking higher levels of yourself so that you can raise the frequency of your planet. In doing so, it will bring much more harmony to those around you, to those on your planet, and to the planet itself. For those of you who seek and desire the question of your higher purpose, it is within you all the time. However, it is also a series of steps. In every moment, you are offered a suggestion by your outside world, which is generated from your inside world. And in those moments, you need to examine which option that is given to you, even if there are many, brings to you the most love in your heart. For those of you with addictions, you will need to be very adept at discerning the difference between what brings love to your heart and what fulfills or feeds that addiction. Be mindful that many of you have addictions to things that you're not even aware of. For those of you who are aware of your addictions, they are very rampant on your planet. Know that it is simply a step away, meaning turn your head in another direction and step away. There does not need to be much drama around addictions. However, it seems as if your kind really love to entertain this sort of dance with addictions so that you can avoid your true purpose. We are grateful for this experience of being with you. There is no need for you to ask us what we can give to you in return for the experience you are having. There is nothing for you to give to us in return for the experiences we collectively are having here. It is kind of you to ask. However, focus your questions instead on the answers that you wish to receive. It would be a much better use of your time and our time. For if there is something we need, we will, without a doubt, ask it of you. However, it is unlikely there will come a time for us to ask something of you that revolves around you doing something other than raising your frequency and raising the frequency of your planet. Next question, please.
Thank you. How do we find out what our life's purpose is? And when we do, how do we know that that is it?
Again, your life's purpose is within you at all times, and it is also a series of steps before you in the moment. You need to be able to discern in the moment which course of action, which thought, which process, which step brings more love to your heart, more connection to your community, and more joy in the overall experience of being human. If you are continuing to struggle with the idea of your purpose in your mind, focus instead on what is right in front of you. For every experience and every moment within you is going to be a representation of the path toward your purpose. If you are in doubt about the activities that you have right now in your life, your job, your vocation, your relationship, and the experiences that you are doing as a habit or a day-to-day practice, meaning outside in your life, not your meditations, meaning a practice of happy hour, a practice of work, a practice of relationship, a practice of moving through the world in a way that makes you unhappy or miserable, then choose something different in every moment. We have discussed this many times. It is important for you to understand that if you are unhappy, if you are miserable, if you are struggling in your life, don't overthink it. Simply make another choice that creates joy and happiness in you. If you are stuck in a pattern of something that brings great misery to you, discomfort, lack of joy, lack of love, or pain in general, we suggest that you focus in the immediate moment on your breath. The breath will free you from your thoughts because it takes your focus to your heart. If you are thinking while breathing, you're doing it wrong. Focus in on the breath as a way of bringing your breath into your heart. It is no mistake that your lungs and your heart are so close together. So as you breathe, remember to breathe in to your heart. Hold the breath there for a few seconds before you release it. It is in these moments of stillness and breath that your purpose will become more clear. Also, keep in mind that the step from now into this distant future purpose is so far away for you right now in your thoughts that you believe you will never achieve it. Therefore, it is even more important for you to focus on your breath and your choices in the moment that will guide you one step at a time toward the ultimate purpose of your life. You will know when you get there. Do not try to rush the process. If you focus on your breath, it will come more quickly than you believe or that you think is possible. For those of you with a grand purpose in mind and you know already what that is, yet you cannot see how it will unfold for you, in this moment, be patient, keep breathing, and know that it is on the way and that it is unfolding. As you all know, the 3D world is a stable form of matter, but it is also very dense. What you perceive in the energetic sometimes takes a little while for the 3D experience to align. That could be moments in terms of health or experiences of relationship or love. That could be days in terms of your work. in terms of experiences with relationships that are solidified around you. It could be months or even years. Do not worry about time because, as you all already know, time will expand and contract and feel differently. A few moments could feel like an eternity to you, whereas a full year may instead feel like only a moment. Time in your world is going to shift for you as an individual. The more you can rise up within your frequency, time will then begin to change its quality because you will be releasing yourself from the gravity of your cells. You will feel more spaciousness within, which means that your cells, the gravity of your cells, will begin to expand to where you feel as if the entire universe is within you. And in fact, it is. At that time and in that place, as you begin to feel that feeling more and more within you, that internal space, you will find that the distance between the thought you have and the experience you have in the 3D world will begin to quicken. It will be what feels like much less time. Also, be mindful of how it will impact the world around you, meaning your relationships and your experiences. And the immediate response may be to tighten your body. That is the wrong direction for you if you seek out your purpose. Instead, when you feel this tightening in your body because change is coming, breathe into those cells and expand into your internal world. That will raise your frequency and allow you to experience life in a way that is much more fluid and free. Next question, please.
Thank you very much. Our questioner, Anya, has a number of questions, but since you asked us to focus on things that might help us, I will go to those ones. Do you have any suggestions on what we as participants in Dr. Joe's retreats could do better at a retreat? And do you attend other events on Earth to help us humans? If so, which ones?
We are scattered throughout your planet. The small group that is here at Dr. Joe Dispenza's retreats and at this channeling at this time are of a specific place, from a specific place, and those of our kind who are spread throughout your world have unique and special purposes of their own, and we are not privy to those specific events that they attend simply because it would be like you as a person from where you live seeking out and knowing in a moment where other people are on your planet and what they are doing without actually knowing who they are. The expectations you have of the answers for us are very interesting. You are expecting us to know everything and from everywhere on your planet or from every one single being in our species. That is not how it works. We are privy to much information and can tap into much information that revolves around the human species simply because you are all connected by matter and your matter is very dense and that information is easier for us to extract. There is much information within the world that you live on, within the universe, that is not pertaining to or connected to the matter of Earth. And when we say this, it means that we are able to extract information from individuals who are within our close proximity, not with every human on your planet. Imagine how it would be in your mind, in your experience, if all information was coming to you at one time. It would be very difficult to sort through all of that data to come to answers that are not important anyway at the moment. If you are seeking to attend other retreats or experiences where we are involved, just simply tap into that energy within yourself now that you know what we feel like when you are choosing to sign up for those experiences. So, for example, many of you attend other retreats that are not focused on Joe Dispenza's work. Many of you are interested in traveling to places where you might connect or feel into fifth dimensional beings. And inside you, you will sense that connection and which one is important for you. It is not for us to decide that for you as an individual unless you ask us directly in your meditations. In the Joe Dispenza retreats, if you wish to achieve greater states of connection, simply relax into your body in a different kind of way. Again, we have mentioned about tension in the physical body. When you feel tension in your physical body, it is important for you to breathe into those places. Ask the cells to expand so the gravity has less force between the individual cells. Creating that space will allow you to connect more to higher dimensions, to other dimensions. Keep in mind that all dimensions exist in every moment. And when you say higher, you have this visual of the dimensions being stacked. And in fact, you may see that in your mind. However, it is an internal expansion. So you are achieving higher levels of frequency or dimensions within yourself, but know that they are happening at the same time as what you might consider a lower dimension or frequency. To achieve greater results at the Joe Dispenza retreats, which is where we focus our energies at this time, we suggest expanding the energy within your cells, focusing on your breath, connecting with your community, and in every moment while at the retreat, choosing that which connects you more deeply to your heart. Many of you are trying so very hard, and your efforts are such a beautiful expression of your desire to become a more open-hearted species. However, the focus you have on the work you are doing is sometimes getting in the way of having the experience itself. We ask you also to look at your emotional world. For those of you who have experiences of anger, know that this creates distance. For those of you who have experiences of fear, know that these are indicators that you are approaching love. Anger as a human form of emotional expression is destructive in all of its forms. When you find yourself being angry with yourself or one another, you are creating dissonance or destruction within your heart, within your cells, within your being, within your community, and on your planet. So, for those of you who desire connection and what you may call as world peace, you will only find it within by creating harmony in all of the things that you choose to do in your life. For those of you with an addiction to your anger, and many of your kind have this problem, you need to look to the trauma in your body, which is marked by tension in your body, your mind, your cells, your blood work, your medical meetings or appointments will show these tensions in your body. These areas of health or need for health will be very obvious to you. It is in these moments when you understand that anger is destructive and creates dis-ease and disharmony in the body. You will understand a little bit more about how to bring harmony and health and ease into your cells. For those of you who struggle with chronic medical conditions, understand this is your love turned outward, but not inward. It is when you create self-love that is more powerful and stronger than your chronic condition. You will begin to see relief in your system and relief of your symptoms. Chronic medical conditions are a sign that you are experiencing a lack of harmony in your cells, and you are attempting to create more gravity between your cells as a way to protect your fear, as if it is a form of being or a state of being in which you need to remain so that you can avoid allowing those around you to step into their own power. Your chronic medical condition, for some specific people on this call, your chronic medical condition is a form of enabling those in your outside world to play small. In that you feel that you are somehow creating yourself as a larger person, or that this is erroneously your purpose. It is, in fact, not your purpose to make yourself sick so that other people can appear to be well. This illusion in your relationships creates a state of dis-ease for everyone involved. And in fact, because you have a higher level of consciousness and awareness than the people outside you, it is actually a form of disease you are forcing upon others. Choosing to play small inside yourself, this message is for all of you. Choosing to play small by being angry at yourself, which sometimes you inflict on others, is a detriment to you and to your society. When you are at the retreats with Dr. Joe Dispenza, you experience love, joy, and connection in a way that you need to maintain throughout your physical world, your spiritual world, your emotional world more frequently. For those of you with chronic medical conditions or chronic anger issues, which is also a chronic medical condition, it is time for you to step away from those experiences. And if you are doubting how to do it, you are thinking about the wrong things, because you know the answers to these problems in your life right now and in this moment. So please stop fighting it, for your thoughts of this nature are cluttering up the space, not only the space in your own head, but the space where you are residing, and this space of channeling as well. Instead, we now at this moment recommend that we all do a breathing exercise together. So please close your eyes. As explained previously, you will breathe in through your fifth and sixth energy centers and hold that breath in your heart. As you breathe out, allow the energy to release from the front of the heart center and circle around to the back of the heart center. As you breathe in, pull the energy in through the back of the heart center, up through the spine, to and through the top of the head, to the eighth energy center, where you will exhale. Begin the process again. Breathe in through the fifth and sixth energy center. Hold the breath in the heart. Breathe out through the heart and circle it around to the back of the heart. Hold that. And now breathe in through the back of the heart, up through the spine, through the top of the head, where you hold the energy, and exhale in the 8th energy center. Please do this again on your own, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, and one more time, breathing in, and breathing out. Breathing in, and breathe out all the tension in your body to the 8th energy center. We are ready for your next question, please.
Thank you for that. Can you please tell us more about how gravity influences us?
Gravity is a construct of the human world. It exists on other planets as well. It is a concept whereby which you can live both within the gravity and outside of gravity. It is a choice, but it is also a practice because your kind have been living in the weight of gravity for so many generations. The gravity that you seek to escape from or move away from or enjoy the experience of not having is within your cells. When you are doing your breath work, breathe into the cells and ask them to expand. When an individual cell can achieve this expansion, then the cells within the body begin to expand around each other. In that place, you will feel a sense of the universe being within you. It is there that you will find the answers to all your questions. It is there where you will find the healing to all that is ailing you at this time. It is also the place where you will find that connection to the individual, if you would like to call them that, individual dimensions, or simply a shift within the dimensional field from one state to another, from one belief to another, from one experience to another. The gravity on your planet that keeps your planet connected to the sun and connected to all things in your solar system is something that continues, but is not something that needs to bind you within your experience as a human. Notice that these things are important in the ways that the energies move through time and space in your world. If you open yourself to being relieved from the gravitational pull within your cells, you will find that you will begin to have a greater love connection to all things in your world. It is this space within you that creates connection to others who have space within them as well. Next question, please.
Thank you for that. Gazelle asks, my nephew has become religious, but not sure it's in a positive way, and I'm concerned about him. Is there anything I can do?
Is your nephew meditating? Is your nephew participating in things that will expand his awareness or consciousness? Or is your nephew engaging in religious practice out of fear and a desire to connect, only to find that he is disconnected from within? Therefore, he will never find connection in that community. These questions need not be answered directly to us. They are questions for you to answer within. It is impossible for us to change other people. In general, even as our species is very connected to one another, we cannot instill change in humans without their acknowledgement, recognition, and the practice that they do within themselves. In fact, we are never changing another. We are simply standing as a representation of a vibrational frequency of health, well-being, relationship, and or love, so that the human before us can feel this frequency and experience it within themselves. This is why when we practice healing sessions with your kind, some of them heal and some of them do not. In fact, each person with whom we come in contact is healed in the moment. It is just the gravity of their thoughts, beliefs, and experiences that bring them right back to the place where they started. It is for an individual, your nephew in particular, to find his own way. We can say that it is a dark influence upon him. That is something you simply cannot change. This dark influence upon him is a collection of energies and information that has traveled with him through many lifetimes and is now at a point where he can change himself simply because it is of enough mass. However, we are not clear whether or not his change will occur in this lifetime or another one. And unfortunately, there is nothing you can do to change that except to go within more of your own work, your own practice, your own self, and discover the places in you where whatever you have within you resonates with the darkness in this person outside of you. Just because he is related to you does not mean that you need to fix or save him. Again, as we discussed shortly before this, you are not serving him by trying to change or fix him in any way. In fact, you are keeping the two of you bound in a pattern that is unhealthy and will not serve you in the end. Instead, if you wish to help individuals who are outside of you, as we have said before, simply work within yourself, breathing into and expanding the energy within yourselves, coming into greater brain and heart coherence, and allowing that energy to emanate from you without effort. In that way, you will connect with others who are doing the same, and it will create a more powerful community that will then emanate from each of you and as a collective to those around you, allowing the energy of positivity, light, and love to permeate perhaps the darkness in a way that will allow your nephew to step forth into other options and other choices. For those of you who have negative opinions of the religions on your planet, know and understand that they are simply a vehicle for a person to try to connect within themselves. All the religions as you know them on your planet will cease to be as they are within a short period of time. It may sound like a long period of time, but 300 to 500 years from now, your species will no longer have the religions that are on this planet. It is beginning to dissolve already, and you will find that there will be other things that take their place that will involve deeper levels of mindfulness and heart connection, more in the experiences you are accustomed to having. Understand that the number 300 to 500 years could change with the collective increase in connection of heart and brain coherence and breath into the cells, releasing the gravity of the cells, creating more expansion within you, could change the energy on your planet far sooner. For those of you who engage in religious activities, use it as a tool for bringing you closer to your heart and engaging in the beauty of your world. Religion is not a bad thing. It is, as with everything else, can be a good thing. It is all in how you experience it within. Next question, please.
Thank you for that. Anna asks, Are you what the Quran refers to as jinn, invisible beings? Thank you and blessings.
Jinn are, in fact, their own separate being in the universe. They are a species unto themselves. Would you like to know more? There are numerous unseen beings on your world, in your world, around your world, within your world, and throughout the universe. Just as there are individual faces of humans, so too are there species of unique and individual characteristics throughout the universe. The jinn that you describe have a specific way of being, and you may describe them as tricksters. Next question, please.
Thank you. Can we do a short meditation together with the blue healers at the end of our session?
If time permits, yes, we can certainly do a short meditation with your group.
Thank you. Claire asks, I was a healer at healer at the Marco Island retreat. Can I ask if you helped me out during the healing? Also, I've been having irregular heart symptoms since with irregular heartbeats. Do you have any insight about what's causing my heart symptoms and how I can heal it? Thank you.
The group that is here today, our kind, we're all with you at the retreat in Cancun, and there were many others as well. The three of us who are here today did not help you specifically, yet you were helped by another. Your heart situation, you would do well to have your blood checked by your doctor to see how your glandular system is working for you at this time. It is also a form of change where your energy is fluctuating in your body differently. Our suggestion is do not worry, but do take some time to have your blood checked by your doctor. Sometimes in the process of change, the physical body has a way of transitioning from one state of being to another that may appear to humans as being uncomfortable or wrong. It is not always the case. However, sometimes the physical body for a human requires interventions that will give it peace so that you can continue your practice. When you breathe, it is important for you specifically to open the throat area by tipping your head back slightly. Also, as we say to each of you, hydration is important. Be sure you are drinking very clean water. Especially the more you do breath work, the more you will need to hydrate. The human body requires an extraordinary amount of water. For those of you who are feeling tired, for those of you who are feeling unwell, increase your water intake, but do not be extreme. And again, we highly recommend for humans who are doing this work and in general, extreme measures of any kind are not recommended. It taxes the body to the point where it is ineffective or in fact harming you. When you do extreme measures with your physical body, it is not out of love. It is out of the fear that you are somehow being attacked from the outside or the inside, which is in fact only the case if you believe it to be happening. Instead, take gentle measures towards your body, understanding that the human body is not just something that you can manipulate for the sake of change. Change will only happen from within. Change will only happen as you become more coherent in your brain and your heart. And change will only happen through love. Remember that all things in your world emerge from a being that expresses itself as a female. All things are born from a seed, and it is with great love that these things are conceived and emerge into awareness and life. Be kind to yourselves. Be loving and gentle with yourselves. Set goals for yourself in the moment that is attainable. Seek help when it is necessary, and accept help with a grateful heart, no matter what form in which that help comes, be it medicine for your condition, if necessary. Use it with mindfulness and only for temporary purposes, and seek the healing for your heart within you. We also suggest using a device that will allow you to track and follow the beating of your heart so that you can bring more mindfulness and awareness to when your heart is out of alignment with the function you wish for it to have. Next question, please.
Thank you. Is bipolar healable?
Are you talking about a psychological disorder of some kind?
I believe it's called bipolar disorder, yes.
Bipolar disorder, the psychological dysfunction that humans create for themselves, can be healed very easily. Keep in mind that if one struggles from bipolar disorder, it is a choice. For some, it is a chemical imbalance that was created in the formative years of life based on a set of trauma from the early years of childhood. This is true, as we can see, for all psychological disorders humans have. It is a series of habits that then formed into chemical responses that are now somehow an operating system within the human brain. If you or someone you love struggles from a psychological disorder, the fastest way to relieve yourself from that experience is to change your belief system around it, to understand that it is a habit that was created early on in life when there was no consciousness of it becoming a thing for you, that now you have the opportunity to change that habit and those series of chemical responses in your brain so that you have a healthy relationship to your mind. Understand also that these psychological conditions inflict pain and suffering on those around you, and it is time for you to stop doing that. Take a stand within yourself for a healthy mind, and be firm with yourself that you will no longer inflict pain and suffering on those around you simply because your mental health condition has become a love affair in you that is unhealthy and prevents you from having a clear and kind and loving relationship within and with others. The same holds true for depression. This for you now is a conscious choice. Even if you have chemical responses in your brain that suggest that it is real, it is time for you to manage these chemical responses through your meditations by bringing a sense of health and well-being to the heart. For many of you with psychological disorders, you need to begin to breathe into your lower energy centers as well. 1, 2, and particularly 3, where you expand the energy in these centers to reach out and around you as if you are sitting within them. Bring coherence to them by sitting within each of them at the same time, where they are like spheres around you. We feel it is time for this meditation right now that you asked for, so please close your eyes. Focus on your heart and your breath. And as you breathe in, breathe all the way to your first energy center, asking it to expand with your breath as far out as you can make it go. And release that breath gently out through the heart. And breathe in again to the first energy center, with the breath coming in through the fifth energy center. Please tip your head back. In through 5, hold the breath in 1. And now breathe out through the heart. Breathe in through 5. Hold the energy in 1. Asking the energy center 1 to expand out around you, enveloping you in your own energy center orb. And breathe out through the heart. Again, breathe in through 5. And now hold the energy in 2. And release through the heart. Breathe in through 5 to 2. Hold the energy in 2. And with the breath, expand energy center 2 out and around you, where it meets with energy center 1, already still surrounding you. Release the air through the heart. And do the same thing again. Breathe in through 5, all the way to 2, expanding the energy of that energy center around you in a sphere. Holding the breath, sensing the energies of 1 and 2 coming together in coherence. And release the air through the heart. Do this again one more time, in through the throat. Energy center 5 to 2, expanding the energy center out and around you. Coherence with 1 and 2. And release through the heart. This time, breathe into energy center 3 from 5 to 3, expanding the energy center 3 wide around you, coming into coherence with 2 and 1, and breathing out through the heart. Breathing in through 5, down to 3, expanding energy center 3 around you, bringing it into coherence with 3, 2, and 1. And releasing through the heart. Breathe in again through 5, down to 3, expanding the energy center out, coherence with 3, 2, and 1. Hold it. Breathing out through the heart. Last time, breathing in through 5, down to 3, 2, 1. Energy centers of 3, 2, 1 expanding around your physical body. In coherence, holding the breath. Allowing this coherent energy to inform 4, 5, 6, and 7 as you breathe out and up the spine, all the way to the top of the head, holding it in 8. Resume relaxed breathing at your own pace. Now breathe in deeply to 1 and hold it. Breathe out forcefully through 5. Breathe in deeply to 1. Hold it. Breathe out forcefully through 5. One more time. Deeply to 1 and hold it. And forcefully through 5. Resuming natural cadence of breath for you. You may open your eyes when you are ready.
Can we ask more questions?
Please ask one more question.
Based on your recent answer, what could be the underlying fear of not fulfilling one's purpose, but instead feeding some addiction?
Perhaps there is no fear of not fulfilling one's purpose. Perhaps it is just a distraction from simply being okay with where you are and what you are doing in its totality in this moment. When you come into acceptance for who you are, where you are, and what you are doing in this moment, there will no longer be a struggle or a question about your purpose. You will simply know that you are on the right track for doing what it is you are meant to be doing in the moment and in the future. One of the gifts of the human being is that you have the ability to imagine alternate futures, even while suffering in the present moment. If you are having a vision of where you think you need to be, allow yourself the time to dream that in your waking moments, to see that as it is right now in this moment, whether it is wellness, whether it is relationship, or whether it is career, or what you call your purpose. Allow yourself to dream that. Take time each day to do so, and allow it to change from minute to minute or day to day, so that that vision that you are dreaming into being evolves with you as you are changing. Know that your purpose is to simply be in this moment, loving and enjoying yourself and everything around you. That is your only purpose as a human. Everything else will fall into place as it should. For when you stay in love and in heart connection, there is no other option but to continue to step forward into love and heart connection. We ask that you, as a group right now, close your eyes and connect into your heart. Connect into the feeling of love. And allow that connection to reach out to everyone who is here today. So that you can feel that you are not alone. This is all we have for today. We thank you for coming. Remain connected in love from your heart with one another. Reach out to us as often as you need. Be patient with yourselves and loving with yourselves in the process. We are grateful you are here.
Thank you so much. We are grateful to you too.